The Deep Sea Adventure was a submarine ride in Canada's West Edmonton Mall. It was unveiled during the mall's Phase 3 expansion in the mid-1980s. Unlike most rides in the mall, which were part of the Fantasyland amusement park, the Deep Sea Adventure was a standalone attraction, much like the mini golf course or the dolphin show. The ride consisted of 4 submarines driven along an underwater track. Each rider was seated in a row facing either a port or starboard window. The subs were built by International Submarine Engineering of British Columbia. They were deep-sea tested off the coast of Vancouver and were the first ever recreational submarines to be put into service anywhere in the world. In fact, when the attraction opened in 1985, it was boasted that the mall had more submarines than the Canadian Navy. It was a popular attraction in its day. Riders would board the subs and be taken on an underwater tour of the world's largest indoor lake. The ride would last around 25 minutes and was described as a mix of fantasy and reality. Underwater ornaments, mock sunken treasure, and even the occasional sunken ship would accompany views of sea life. Fish, sharks, giant turtles, and much more were all visible from the views of the submarine. The submarines were no doubt a smash hit when they opened, and in the years after launch they remained popular. However, as time went on, the novelty of the attraction started to wear off. The general feeling among riders was, once you experienced the ride, there was really no reason to do it again. While tourism to the mall continued to generate some ridership, the base population of the city and the surrounding regions all but stopped riding the subs. At the same time, the operation of the subs was taking its toll on the attraction. Maintaining the submarines was starting to become a costly endeavor. Of course, the costs associated with operating the ride were planned for and built into the price of the ticket, but that cost assumed close to full ridership. By the end of its operating life, many of the subs were running at only a few paying customers. Pair that with the rising maintenance costs, and it's really just about doing the math. In 2005, after 20 years of service, the attraction ceased operation. In the years following, the subs were left sitting idle and were placed around the lake to act as stationary decor. In the meantime, the mall was beginning to undergo a facelift. West Edmonton Mall had renovations underway to keep ahead of the aging look and feel, and in order to maintain its stature as a premier level retail destination. The aging blue, white, and yellow subs began to look more and more like an eyesore in the middle of the otherwise attractive Deep Sea Adventure Lake. In 2012, the decision was made to remove the submarines altogether. Each sub weighed 38 tons and needed to be disassembled into 1-ton segments in order to be removed from the lake and the mall. The entire process took a mere 31 days to accomplish. The mall promised a new and exciting attraction to replace the submarines. For a brief time, just after the sub's initial closure in 2005, a small but ultimately unsuccessful attraction opened in the loading docks of the subs. It was called the Deep Sea Derby. It consisted of single-rider bumper boats confined to a small area close to the loading dock. It lasted only a few short years before closing. Since the closure of both the submarine attraction and the Deep Sea Derby, no new attraction has been announced. While not official, it appears that the plans to add a new attraction to the lake have been scrapped completely. The loading area of the submarines has been completely removed, and a part of the lake has been covered to create floor space for a series of retail kiosks selling everything from mobile phones to makeup. It's a sad end for what was once an ambitious and unique attraction. While it's understandable that the attraction was no longer financially feasible, seeing any trace of its existence replaced by aggressive salespeople pushing overpriced and overhyped makeup is truly a depressing sight. Do you remember the submarines at West Edmonton Mall? Have you, or would you have, taken a ride on the Deep Sea Adventure? What do you think a good replacement for them would have been? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Check out this video documenting the fatal roller coaster accident at West Edmonton Mall. Oh, and thanks for watching.